on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I'm Nadeska here with Academics and Wayno.
What's good? Good morning. What's up, Academics?
Y'all man cool, man. I was listening to the stories of the escapades that Nadeska had in LA, you know what I mean? At the club, strip club, throwing money, slapping asses. I didn't even think, you know what I mean? I didn't even think you were even into that type of stuff, but you know what?
You have no proof that I was at any clubs in LA.
Wayno, that's the proof. Wayno.
Nadeska was in these streets. Me and Nadeska was at the club.
Me and Nadeska was at the club.
We wasn't at the strip club.
You thought Wayno was
I went to LA to see what Wayno is doing in the streets. Wayno was always out here. He's always out here shaking hands. I wanted to see.
No, the funniest shit though was I spoke to Billy Ray Cyrus like 3 times on Saturday and didn't know it was him.
Who'd you think you were talking to?
I didn't know. Like remember when we was standing there talking, he walked by us and said, "What's up?" Everybody's like, "Who's that?"
That's funny.
And then he had, like, I asked him for my phone because I was charging my phone. He's like, "Yeah, I got you." And then he came out, and then I seen on Instagram.
You gave your fucking iPhone to Billy Ray Cyrus like he's a nigga in the bathroom to charge?
It was charging next to where he was sitting. So he just grabbed it for me, wrapped it up, passed it to me, and I walked out. And then later on, I looked on Instagram. I was like, "Oh shit, that's."
Yeah, he was having a good day. So we were doing a Beats One broadcast at Apple Music. I think he played Old Town Road on his way out with the guys at the ballet and everything. He did a few impromptu concerts that day. Yeah. It was good. You should pull up next time.
Look at you. Not
You should pull up next time.
I was still, yo, why are you lying like you're there because you want to see how Wayno does? First of all, we all been to an industry event.
Time,
I look like I was jumping out of my skin because I was seeing a bunch of niggas who I don't even like or wish I ever communicated with in life. But Wayno was just in there dapping everybody up, taking a million pictures.
As he does.
Yo, we saw each other last week. Call my phone tomorrow. Lunch later on. Brunch tomorrow. I'm like, yo, this guy really moves through a crowd.
You see?
So
room full of vultures. You gotta learn how to move around, man.
Wow.
Straight
I haven't
up.
learned that yet. Hopefully.
He looked like he really wanted to learn.
No, I don't want to learn it. I don't want to learn it at
I
all.
haven't learned that yet. Like he reflected for a moment.
Listen, man, I'm still wondering why this nigga was everywhere but the Rock Nation brunch. Yo, I was scouring through pictures. I was on Getty.
He was looking for me?
Next.
Nah, I left, yo. I could have went, but I left.
A word?
Yeah, because the thing was, is like my flight was until later on that night, and I just didn't want to. It's not a long time to go there, so I just moved my flight up and left.
Wayno, we not believing that dream.
You hear how cool Wayno is?
I thought the invite, don't they take like a watch for the invite? If you ain't got the invite, nigga, you was sneaking in, nigga. Fuck out of here.
Nah, man, not at all.
Well, it's good to see you guys feeling a little bit better than yesterday. I think all of us are still processing, but trying to be positive right now. So just a quick update for you guys. So according to New York Times, Kobe's helicopter did get special permission to fly despite foggy conditions that day. And because of the bad weather, the helicopter was reportedly flying much lower than usual. So at this point, all 9 victims on board, of course, have been identified, but the investigation is still ongoing. So out of respect for Kobe, the Lakers versus Clippers game tonight was postponed. Kanye West had a special midnight Sunday service event to pay tribute, which got very emotional. And it's obviously affected a lot of people. 50 Cent, for example, said that he's now going to be a changed man. He said, "I feel like I have to achieve what I want in life now. After this, I have to focus. I'm not arguing with anyone anymore. I'll deal with it another way if there's a problem." So it's good. Positive effects on people, I guess. You guys think 50 is going to turn a new leaf?
No. But I mean, I am happy that, you know, Kobe's passing is bringing a lot of people together. But you know what's also really funny? It's like I had people like just reach out to me for no reason.
I got a lot of I love yous in my friend group chats over the past few days.
While I appreciate I love yous, all of them aren't sincere. So it's like yeah, I don't.
People are lying to you about loving you?
Yeah, hell yeah, people lie, man. People are victims of the moment, and I'm not, you know. I do understand that this is something that touched a lot of people, because what's crazy is, as big as a Kobe fan as I am, a lot of people didn't like him when he was playing, you know, because they didn't like his attitude, or say he shot too much, or, you know, he didn't pass the ball. It was all these different things. So it's like, I get it, you know, everybody's in a moment, but I mean, I'm not accepting everybody's, you know, let's reconcile. Nah, we cool.
I actually believe a lot of it. And I'm not saying everything is sustained. It's the same thing when Nipsey died. You know, everybody felt like, well, if God took him, like, man, I'm wasting my time because I'm bullshitting around. Maybe I should do better. Like, I think that's kind of natural. So I think it is kind of natural and sincere on 50's part, until Wendy says something about him and he'll probably revert to his normal self. But, like, you know, it's that period of mourning and also kind of self-reflection. A lot of times when people don't realize, when it comes to celebrity deaths, or actually most tragic situations at all, the majority of people don't, the empathy they have, and empathy is usually just being able to feel for someone else. It's actually not, it's the reverse. They usually think about themselves possibly being in those shoes in terms of, damn, maybe I should just change. Like, it's not even like, it's not even like I feel bad for him. It's like, damn, you know, maybe I should just chill because I don't want my legs. Everyone wants to be celebrated like how Kobe's being celebrated. And that's one of the only good things that I can say about that. And despite how people thought it was in basketball, I do think as a father and as a man after basketball, where
Absolutely.
people could, you know, like really see him grow. We saw him grow for like 20 years of his life.
Right.
I think people realize he was a good guy. But 50's definitely full of shit here. But I do think he's sincere in the moment. But it won't last long.
Yeah, I don't think that lasts too long.
All right, so we want to get into some new music soon, but first a little bit of unreleased music. So a Kanye song, possibly titled Wait for God, surfaced recently a couple days ago, and in it, he's talking about Drake again. So a couple of references. I'm going to have to read some of these. Please bear with me. The first one, he's talking about Drake moving to Calabasas, biggest house in Hidden Hills. He's funny, though. He's going to move the #1 rapper 4 blocks down the street from me. You funny God. Then he goes on to talk about wanting to have a discussion with Drake. Apparently, he was going to Denny's one day, and he saw a tall, light-skinned dude with a beard. Starts talking about how Drake brought back light-skinned dudes with beards, and I don't know, man. Ack, maybe you could read some of this. I don't know. Kanye is really, really tripping.
Still going through it, you know. I do believe that his spirituality is probably a cure for some of the mental issues that, you know, he's faced in the past. And hey, whatever it is with him and Drake, he's still venting about it. And I understand why. But, you know, like some of these records, like I heard this whole thing. It didn't sound like a lick of music. It just sounded like somebody talking over a beat.
Yeah.
So it was just like,
Murdier.
it sounded like, and it was just interesting how he was speaking to God. If you're a little bit spiritual or you're religious at all, like he's talking to God like it's a homie. Like, yeah, you funny, man. You funny, my nigga. Like it was very, I won't say odd, but it was very interesting to say the least.
I mean,
I mean, it's okay to have a conversation with God, but just talking about moving the #1 rapper 4 houses down, it's just, it's...
yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm going to turn a new leaf this year. I don't want to say anything bad about Kanye because I understand that he's going through a lot, you know, and maybe he doesn't deserve to be, you know, ragged or judged because of his feelings. But it just, this sounds recent, right? I always said the thing with Drake hurts him a lot because I think Kanye is just a person that really wants to be liked by everybody. And he did bad with their relationship. You know, I think he did bad, and not even just the Pusha T thing. It's a lot of other things. Like, you know, even with Drake, when he said, what was the song, Lift Yourself? You know what I mean? How he told him he had this beat for him and everything, and he gave it to him, and then he listens a week or two later, and he's just saying poopity scoop, doopity doop on it. So he kind of felt like he was shitting on him. So, you know, I don't think that things need to be mended, but Kanye just, I don't know what he was going through. Maybe it was the mental things he was facing that made him make those type of decisions. But I know that this thing with Drake just still haunts him, it seems, you know?
Well, you know, spoken to people who are much closer to the situation than I am, and I've heard that Kanye was supposedly jealous of Drake.
I believe that.
You know, that was a running theory that Kanye is jealous of Drake. Now, even hearing how he worded certain things, because I used to be like, how could Kanye be jealous of Drake, where I don't think Kanye would be in the space of even thinking about trying to compete on a rap level. He's transcended rap. It's Kanye West. But you see him say, yo, you gonna move the #1 rapper down the street. And then you kind of go back to a couple of interviews and a couple times he's spoken publicly about even Drake, period. Like, he does mention the fact that Drake is on top at the moment. And he doesn't seem bothered by it, but he makes sure he notes it. And who knows? Like, maybe that's just his public way of conveying that, and maybe he is jealous. But it was interesting that he, like, pointed that out. Like, well, what does it matter if the #1 rapper is down the street from you if you're not competing?
Right.
Yeah. I think it's just he's bothered. But this is another case of like those songs that's not supposed to be heard. Like there's someone in your team leak. Like this should never be heard. Like kind of like the Meek conversation we was talking about with the record. that James Harden played. But this is just a person taking advantage of that situation. You know?
Yeah, I know Drake said he doesn't need to have a conversation, but I think it would be good for Kanye at least if they talked at some point.
If I'm Drake, I'm like, fuck, I'm talking to him for like, what's, you know? Like,
You know what's funny about this in hot take alert? I think Drake's bothered by this more than Kanye.
really?
More than Kanye?
Why?
I think when you see Drake speak on it, and if we're all correct in saying that, and you said this before, Drake's issue with Pusha T and him doing a Duppy freestyle, most of it was aimed at Kanye more than Pusha T.
Right.
And even if you hear him on the Rap Radar podcast, his way of addressing it, even though it was, I felt a little bit passive aggressive, and also he was trying to be the person that seemed like, you know what, I'm here to accept a loss, even if I bowed out, whatever. Felt like he wasn't all the way over it. There was some slight jabs in both directions. And I do believe that because Drake shuts the fuck up and he's not as open and transparent like Kanye, we think he's not bothered at all.
No,
Well, I think-
I'm not bothered at all, but I wouldn't say bothered more. Especially if
Yeah,
Drake
I
is
wouldn't-
sitting back and watching things like this happen. If you're bothered and you can see the other person is this bothered, I think it makes you a little bit less.
I think the thing
No,
is,
I think he trolls him. I think he fucks with him, but I don't think it means Drake is less bothered.
no, I think Drake is just like, it's basically the person who gets cut off on the highway and you just let them go ahead and crash on their own. You know what I mean? And Drake, I just think Drake was hurt because his trust was defied. You know what I mean? Like, this is a person he grew up idolizing. This is a person who, like, the name Kanye West made it cool to use your name in hip hop, like not being the street guy. And he kind of idolized that. He shot his first video for Best I Ever Had. You know what I mean? People always say that that's Drake's worst video. You know what I mean? I think if Drake looks back over time, he might, and this is just my take, like he might just feel like, yo, this nigga was setting me up this whole, as long as we had a relationship, you know, and he just
I think that's being bothered though.
I mean, I would be bothered by that, but I don't think he's as bothered as Kanye. I feel like Drake is just at a place where he's like, yo, like I don't really give a fuck no more. You know what I mean? Like it's cool for us to just not be cool, cause it did probably bother him heavily, but now he's just like, bro, if you had a $60 million mansion where you hold your own basketball tournaments, you really bothered about this dude having
Where Kanye is admitting that you're number one too.
Yeah, like you really bothered
I
by
doubt
that?
he's as bothered.
Kanye's like a billionaire. I don't know what Drake. I don't
What?
Fuck with
No,
Drake.
he's not no billionaire.
Hey, you gotta look at Forbes. Like they said.
but I'm just saying beyond the money. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
the
for-
most here. I'm like,
but for Drake's own peace of mind, I'm saying like, you know, if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, all right, that's a relationship I no longer have. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Like, you know, you can't erase the time that they was together. You can't erase what they've done. But ultimately, like, I'm good.
yo,
Like,
it's the Jay thing all over again, bro. Like, the nigga who subliminally addresses the other nigga isn't whining about it too much. Seems like he has everything in check more than the nigga who's just transparent. And honestly, I understand Kanye for the filter between his brain, his heart, and his mouth is probably non-existent. So he's not the person that's gonna be like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't say this right now. Or damn, you know, this might have me looking weak. And again, while we're still talking about it, I'm not gonna just like throw him like, yo, like Drake is something. No, I think they're either equally bothered.
I feel you, but I think there's one, if you're saying that Kanye is jealous, being jealous is a different emotion than being like hurt and betrayed by someone and eventually being like Wayno said, like, I'm cool on you.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
You can be hurt, but
Jealousy
you
is
don't
like,
gotta be jealous,
that's
yeah,
like
yeah.
insidious, you know?
I think Kanye might be jealous, but I think Drake is still disappointed.
Yeah, I agree.
And in a way, betrayed. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? It's just about how do you say it. Like, for example, if we're attributing this line to this, on the Life is Good record, you hear Drake said, niggas call me slipping. Okay, so what? If we're talking about that, like, he still cares somewhat. But that sounds dope. When you're on a record like, man, I think I saw a nigga with a light skin, he had beard on, but he was riding a scooter. Drake wouldn't ride no scooter. Then I pulled up, like, come on, man. Like, that seems...
those the thoughts that ain't supposed to get out.
Or you got to put it together so fucking clever. Like, I mean, like, if you think about it, like, Drake has rap more about Kanye than Kanye's rapped about Drake. Like, I crept around the block, like, that shit was all about that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the only way I would have took it. Like, if you know you're not gonna direct, because you know he might have resentment, but that little piece that he still loves him, it's just like, all right, I ain't gonna say your name and just out you, but Sicko Mode was like quietly a great diss record.
Okay, but we don't look at Drake like he's obsessed because he codes it like Jay
So you
was.
saying that Drake is obsessed with Kanye?
Both of them, we're looking
You
at
say
it
that about
super-
everybody who beefs with each other.
No. We're looking at it super one-sided, like Drake is just chilling, like, and of course I do think he's laughing at some of the like overt shit Kanye's doing, but for us to act like Drake is super non-bother, like, nah. I think that's how the narrative plays. He's very conscious of what he shows publicly. That's why, some people really even say the Rap Radar interview was overproduced or not as organic because they feel like in his attempt to be organic, it was a prepared, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna give y'all.
Yeah.
While Kanye, look at these fucking songs. Like, the nigga was ranting on the song.
He said I was gonna make sure light-skinned dudes never come back in style.
All I thought
Kanye's
was,
funny,
Promise that.
man.
who eats at
Kanye's
Denny's?
funny.
That's all I thought.
Kanye definitely doesn't go to Denny's. You're right.
Niggas don't fuck with Denny's? I've never been there.
Denny's. Yeah.
Really?
Duh, you never
Not
been
even
there,
college?
right?
Oh, okay. All right, let's get through some new music for Brick Hit or Wait on It. Starting with Bryson Tiller. He's got a new one featuring Lil Yachty called For Nothing, which actually dropped on SoundCloud. New Bryson, what do you guys think?
I say wait on it. I say wait on it.
You look at that brick logo very hard. What's up?
Nah, I say wait on it. By Bryson's music, I'm just used to having like bona fide. That's what it is. Like that's a drink that's gonna go. I don't really feel like that with it. It feels like it's not fully done.
Okay.
That record doesn't feel like it's all the way together.
Saying it, Bryson. Listen, man, you've been MIA for a while. You know me, I see everything, so I'm rooting for you in your personal life. This is great, but we're talking about music now, and coming from the letdown, and like I've seen statements you've kind of made about like how you reacted to people's perception of the last attempt at you doing music. I really expected, and again, even though I threw up a brick for this, I just don't think this is the official offering. I think he was previewing some shit. He's like, all right, yo, here, just hold that.
Yeah.
You get me? And regardless of the fact, I'm still gonna judge you on that for now until I get the shit that changes my mind. So I'm gonna say brick.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about Megan Thee Stallion? So she had a pretty big year last year. I think everyone's waiting to see how she follows up in 2020. New song, BITCH, produced by Hell of a Beats. She teased us a few weeks ago and finally dropped it. Okay.
Nah, but what's the new thing everybody keeps saying? On brand. Like people
On
say
brand.
it's on brand. No, I think that's on brand for her. Like it fits her style. Like the shit that she's addressing on there, as far as like messing with dudes, like she basically saying to niggas like, you knew the type of chick I was when you met me. You know what I mean? The same shit how dudes flipping on women. So I think it's like it just fits her style. It fits the whole hot girl summer shit. The picture she was painting with that. I think it's a perfect record for her for right now.
Okay. A hit for Wayno?
Wait on it. I'm waiting on it all 2020 with Megan Thee Stallion. I do think she's super talented. I think that hot girl summer shit has run its course. I do think, at this point, we're either gonna see her kind of just like be almost typecasted to those type of records, or she's gonna level up this year. I still haven't seen it yet. Well, of course, the year just started.
Right.
Right. It's only a month.
But this one, I'm like, you know what? Can't really make up my mind. And also, I don't know if this is it, so I'll wait on it.
It's a Tupac flip, man. Thought you'd love that. Fake ass Tupac fan. But it's okay. Let's keep moving.
What does Tupac got to do?
Because it's a flip of her song, man. It's a flip of his song.
Working on a video of Beyonce sending her some clothes. Like, come on, bro. Like,
You would do the same shit if Beyonce sent you some clothes.
Yeah, you would definitely.
stop.
Okay, new one from
Fashion over.
YBN Namir called Talkin'. So I think you guys both agreed that last year he cooled off a little bit. He was on the road a lot, maybe not dropping new music to keep up with the fan base here. Is this the one?
Wait on it.
Okay.
Wait on it. Namir's in a very interesting position, at least how I'm looking at it. I think the power structure in the YBN conglomerate has shifted a bit. I think because Cordae had a Grammy-nominated album, he had a very strong year last year, and I think last year it was a little bit empty for Namir. Namir dropped a couple records, including one with, I believe, the City Girls and Tyga. Didn't really do too much, and I think we're used to it. It might be a curse. We're used to like that anthem from him. Like whether it's Rubbing Off the Pain, whether it's Bounce Out with that, we're waiting for the anthem. And then this particular record, I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't think this is it. And this is why I'm waiting on it. I do expect, you know, by the way, we did On the Sticks together, and like he played me a bunch of music. I think he got some shit on the way, but I don't think it's arrived yet, at least publicly. So
Yeah, I have to go with Brick on this one. Like Ax said, I've been waiting to hear another anthem, another joint that's gonna let me know that he still got it the same way he had before. Well, I don't think that he fell off. I just think that he hasn't been picking like the right type of joints to put out, you know. So.
And by the way, I do think he's very aware of his mortality. I've seen everything before, like him getting into back and forths or clapbacks with like fans about like fans kind of triggering him with a yo, you falling off. And that's when you know you're on thin ice. You could either fucking hit a home run or you could fucking slip on a little part in the ice and like you're below water. So, you know, I think he's very aware.
Yeah. All right, well, if you heard some good records, hopefully we'll hear them soon too. We got a couple more. I guess it was only a matter of time until this happened. Lil Nas X featuring Nas, Rodeo Remix. So this one premiered at the Grammy Awards.
Wait, what you think, bro? What you think?
All right. Honestly, I say wait on it. I mean, Rodeo was already a good song with Cardi B. I didn't see a need for a remix, but I think it's like dope to see Lil Nas and Nas next to each other, right? Did it need to happen? No, I don't think it even needed to happen on a record at all. But
Just a photo?
yeah, photo. I was good with a photo of them too.
Okay.
But I mean, it's cool. I already liked Rodeo, and then Nas has a good verse on it, but I just don't feel like a Nas verse is needed for a Rodeo remix.
Okay.
But I say wait on it.
Not gonna lie. Chief called in. This wasn't it. In actuality, man, by the way, I love that like byline. Lil Nas X featuring
Nas, right.
I think they should have done an original record. And I feel like that it should have been really authentic, diverse, and probably step both of them into a different atmosphere or category that they might even not be too comfortable with. But it would have been a little bit experimental. By the way, Nas has done like, you know, like Nas ain't the rapper that only does certain type of records.
Right.
We've seen him do a lot. So I thought that should have been that collab because of course Lil Nas X, Nas, whatever.
Yeah, it looks good on paper.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying about this record. The name looks better than the record.
Right.
Because I don't feel like this was needed.
Right.
At least at this point.
All right, an
It
original
did look
record.
dope at the
that's-
Grammys though.
Yeah, I felt they did it. It was like, I felt that was a Grammy look.
It was a good moment. Like it was unexpected because we didn't hear the record, so I didn't even know I couldn't even really hear it. I didn't know what was going on, but it looked good. Like it looked dope that, you know, Nas to embrace Lil Nas X, because there's a lot of kids, little kids that know Nas X but don't know who Nas is. Like I thought that was like a good moment for them, but ultimately, I don't think we needed that record. You know.
You think a lot of people discovered Nas at the Grammys because of that?
No, little kids, like
That's cool.
little kids who I'm talking about. Kids that was born, kids that was born in 2007.
Bop Kids.
No,
I mean,
well, I would
yeah.
argue that them motherfuckers don't even watch the Grammys.
I mean, they don't watch the
That's
Grammys,
bedtime in TV. What's that?
but they're on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like little kids is on social media. So I'm talking about like 12-year-olds. There's definitely 12-year-olds that found out who Nas was that day.
Wow.
You know.
That's amazing. All right, so one more that also premiered at the Grammys. This one is Meek Mill featuring Roddy Ricch, Letter to Nipsey. Obviously a tribute.
Yeah, I'll say. I don't look at it as it being a hit record, but I'll put up hit. But I think that it was classy. You know, we've seen since Nipsey has passed, we've seen a dozen and one like tribute songs, all types of paying homage, everything. I thought that this one was really dope, and then Meek said, you know, this was just my thoughts on record. So I thought that was really dope of him. You know.
Yeah, I feel this is one that we do want to give our opinion on, but necessary doesn't really fit in Brick hit or waiting on it because we're not looking for this to be a hit song.
Right.
So I'll put this up as well, but in reality, I think it's a dope. I think it's a dope effort.
Right.
And I think it was a dope tribute, especially to be premiered on the Grammy platform, where, you know, I think both of these individuals, Roddy Ricch and also Meek Mill, you know, I think their story and also their initiatives, even at this point, is tied to what Nipsey represented. So
Right.
we would want to see them not only speak on it, but if they could do a record of paying tribute to them, to Nipsey, I think that's a beautiful thing. So
Yeah, that was dope.
yeah.
That was really dope.
All right, Aki, you want to quickly take us through some numbers? Maybe we could play a little game of over/under.
Oh, great. We got some numbers back.
Great.
And
Surprise.
well, I don't think we have the full. Oh yeah, great. We do have it. Eminem, number one. Eminem, Music to Be Murdered By is the number one album on the Billboard Top 200 album chart list. It sold 279,000 copies in the first week. It's the 10th consecutive, which is so crazy, 10th consecutive Eminem album to go number one, which surpassed surpassed Kanye on the list of people who had consecutive number one albums. Mac Miller's posthumous album was Circles, which we discussed before. It actually debuted at number 3, selling 164,000 copies. And Roddy Ricch, my man, came in at number 4, selling 103,000 copies. And an album that felt like it came out 2 years ago. Post Malone, Hollywood Bleeding. By the way, Roddy Ricch, I believe it was in the 6th week. Post Malone, Hollywood Bleeding dropped to number 5 this week, which, shit, it's still top 5.
Yeah.
Selling 53,000 copies. And The Box, which is the song that everybody still loves, is number 1 for the 3rd week in a row. And Future and Drake, Life is Good, they're still at number 2. So for a second consecutive week, they're number 2. While Eminem Godzilla featuring Juice WRLD popped up at number 3, and Post Malone, the song Circles, it went to number 4. So, you know, it looks like the charts, we're having a slow month of November. Oh, no, that's in November?
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
I'm really tripping.
Are you guys still writing
Of January.
2019? That takes me a minute. Usually till like February, then I'm in the right
No,
year.
it's too different for me to write 2019.
best
But
thing-
the month fucked me up.
The best thing in all of this is just Roddy Ricch. Like, goddamn. I mean, like, he went from the kid that just had died young a couple years ago to having the number one record in the country, and in his fourth, fifth, sixth week, right? Still competing with an Eminem.
Yeah.
You know, still putting up 6 figures, a week. Like, that's amazing. You know, I think, like, this is going to be his real breakout year as an artist. You know?
I'm looking forward to see what happens after this. You know, like the album already is called, like, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, right? But, like, I kind of look at him as the West Coast A Boogie, but I do feel like the way his records are performing and how he's leveling up, it's kind of like when we saw the Baby leveling up in 2019. And I'm looking at what he's going to do next, because he doesn't seem like the person that's going to be doing much outside the music. So I'm wondering, what are you going to do? Like, maybe Summer give us something else, maybe a couple other collabs. Of course, we just seen that he has something with Meek. So we'll see. I'm excited.
I think it's time for Roddy Ricch and Rihanna track.
That'd be
Just putting that
fire.
out there. She's been working on a project. We know she's a fan. That's a collab I would love to see. That would be a look for him.
Wait, hold on. Don't just say that. You work at Beats. I
I have no information.
You're not going to do that.
Have
She
no
part of the rollout. Part of the rollout act.
Yeah, she ain't gonna do that. She's gonna throw that. Showing people, I hate when it's the industry motherfuckers that do that. You know?
He's calling me
You an
industry now.
motherfucker.
No,
Wow, bro.
because I would just say it. Like me,
Yo,
I
you
can't
you always have a
Yo,
source.
industry motherfuckers, they'll just say something like, I hope it happens. Nigga, you heard the record.
Yo, I feel disrespected that you will call me industry academics, but okay. All right.
You heard something?
No, bro. Like,
If Roddy Ricch and Rihanna's on the R9 or whatever album she's doing, the reggae album, I'm gonna look at the desk like, you lied to us. You gotta tell us the truth.
Just be prepared.
you know what? Let's save over under for tomorrow. Let's do this Boosie one. Act over here calling me industry. So last week we watched that video of the white rapper getting punched saying the N-word during a battle. People were split on this. I forgot what, no, you guys said it wasn't okay. But TMZ asked Boosie his opinion on this, and here's what he had to say.
Probably just a bad situation, you know what I'm saying? I done had close white friends call me my nigga, you know. You can't do that at certain situations. You gotta know how to say that word. Now in the battle rap, you dissing, like in the battle rap is different. Like, you know, it's aggression.
Yeah,
You know, the other word is like love, my nigga, you know. You saying nigga, you know, like, they'll supposed to bust him in and shit. They did the right thing.
Yo, Boosie.
All right,
you're
industry
such a slow
act.
person.
So is it different now that Boosie has this opinion? Is it okay?
Nah, I mean, he basically said the same thing that we were saying. You know, I mean, I never had any, I got some close white friends, and I've never used that word, you know, with them jokingly or, like, I'm like, damn, you know what's crazy? I might have called them my nigga, though. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Is that okay, Wayno?
Calling them my nigga? Yeah, but I didn't know they can't say it to me. I don't care. Like, I got more jurisdiction over the word. But, yeah, I think he just uttered the same shit that we said, you know. I think that the dudes that he's around, they make him feel, whoever the rapper was, they make him feel comfortable saying it. And he thought it would be a good play on words because it's a battle, but it's a time and place for everything. He chose both wrong, so that was the result.
Yeah, I think the only thing Bootsy really added to the conversation is that he knows and he has people that are white that he gives a personal pass to.
Yeah.
And that's true. I think a lot of people, sometimes you might grow up with certain people and y'all come from the same certain type of places, so you kind of know where their heart lies and at least what that word, if they're using it in reference to you or people like you, what it means, and that's a pass, but it's never universal, you know, and if there's any time that person's around anyone else, they should know that pass you have at Wayno or that pass you have at Boosie might not apply if you're around Gucci. You feel me? Like, you might want to just be very careful. So I think he's right.
Yeah.
I think he's right. So, and he also co-signed, he said, yo, in a battle, we talking about aggression. You know, like, that word, you know, it's interesting. I know we can't remove some of the negative connotations and, like, the deep history, the roots of, like, so much hatred that deals with the word, but, like, a lot of times when that word is used now, a lot of people use it like just as also a term of endearment.
Yeah, like that reporter that said she tried to put Lakers,
that's different.
Lakers
That's different.
and Knicks together.
No, that's different now.
You know, that's super. That's super different.
That's different. That's different.
I know, but that shit was just like.
That shit, I still don't believe that reporter because the reporter, I understand, like, you know, messing up words, but it told me, like, you could tell when certain people say certain words in their off time.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Like,
she says that shit. Yeah, she definitely says that shit.
And because she saw something that she read wrong, she was like, she went back to what she says offset. And you gotta realize that's what it is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So.
All right, a couple quick hits for you guys. So the last big update we got on Bobby Shmurda was from his mom. She said that he would be coming home at some point in 2020. Brooklyn Drill is obviously having a moment right now, so the timing would be great. So during a recent interview with Ebro, Fabio Foreign revealed that Bobby is planning to drop a new mixtape from prison in the next 2 weeks. Be pretty interested, and we actually have a fan question. So if the Bobby tape is true, how do you think it'll be received from fans, and should he hold off on releasing the project until he's actually released, or is this good to help him build back his momentum?
I think he should not drop anything. I mean, I think he should not drop anything. If they do drop a tape, it's probably going to be like pre-recorded music prior to him going in. That is like, even though Brooklyn Drill or whatever the case may be is the thing right now, it's a different time, it's different beats. And even if they tried to update the beats with his old rhymes, like, I don't think it would fit. I think that he should just come out and he shouldn't even drop no music when he comes out. Just do one big show, 1 or 2 big shows, and then drop a tape. I don't think he should drop any music.
Yeah, he's so notorious, it doesn't feel like he even needs momentum.
Yeah, he doesn't need no momentum. Like,
I don't know why he would drop a tape before he came out. You know, like, I think Boosie specifically spoke on what that kind of, like, especially if you're a champion while you're locked up. What that is when you come back. Like, Boosie remembers recalling getting $300,000 a show. You know, how people were ready to hear his first word, the first music he made. I think that's super special. And of course, maybe he's not thinking about that big rollout plan to get out of prison. But I do think that, you know, like, dated music at this time, like, Bobby Shmurda is a movement. Like, the way how he impacted music, I feel like that was a movement. And a song, a Lucy, or just a tape without him being here or him being able to have some type of presence, I don't think it's it, but you never know. It might be remastered stuff with some unreleased stuff that we heard from before. Who knows? But I do think, you know, he's going to be out in a few months or at least by the end of the year, so I'm excited.
yeah, let's not forget Roddy Rebel's coming home too. So.
Yeah,
I hope they do that Shmigo Gang tape. You know, they was about to do a tape with the Migos called Shmigo Gang.
Well, I give Quavo a lot of credit because, you know, where Quavo was at, where the Migos actually was at in 2014, 2013, 2014, compared to where they're at now. Quavo put up a phone call with him, Fabio Foreign, and Bobby Shmurda, which means, like, they're still tapped in.
Right.
They could have been like, all right, man, why are we still even talking to this dude locked up? We lit now, like, we good. But you could tell, like, you know, they still, you know, fuck with him. So.
Same draft class.
I'm sure a lot of people want to work with him when he comes home, but is that really what you guys want to hear first? Considering how well Brooklyn is doing right now, it feels like there's a lot of people in the city he could work with first.
Yeah, I want to hear them do their thing first, and then I say just eventually.
Yeah.
You know, they because that's them getting a chance to go on tour with them. You know, I think that kind of is gonna, of course, it's gonna boost New York on another level. So that'd be dope.
All right, let's see. Hopefully in a few months. Last week actually, Wayne announced that he is dropping a new project called Funeral. That's supposed to come out this Friday. He's actually been teasing this one for about 4 years now. What would you guys expect on this project?
I expect a lot of bars. You know, if it's gonna be something called Funeral for Wayne, I just don't know if the timing is right. You know, because he's such a big Kobe Bryant fan. You know what I mean? And it's called Funeral. Like, I don't know if the timing is right for him
he
to
might
drop.
end up delaying.
Yeah, I don't know if the timing is right, but I just expect bars from Wayne. Like, I'm not looking for it to be one of his better albums. I just want to hear him rap. You know.
I actually, you know, I compare Wayne to M. You know, I believe both are at the twilight of their career, and I feel like when M drops, I feel like people almost look at him like, yo, nigga, why are you still dropping music? It's like you're already legend status. One of the greatest ever, but like, who asked for this shit? You feel me? Like that's what I get when.
Really? I mean, I don't say that.
Fans, other than M fans.
Yeah,
M fans, they want.
But for
everything.
Wayne, though, not for Wayne.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm giving the difference.
Oh, my
right?
fault, God.
So M, people is like, who asked for this shit, right? Like in terms of like the mass, just general public, not just M fans. But I think for Wayne, after Carter 5. After we feel like he has more liberty to do music, and I think a lot of people, I heard good reviews about Carter 5. Like Carter 5 is like, I like it. I do believe that I got a high expectation for this shit. Now, again, I'm not expecting this to be like the shit that just changes the whole fucking world, but I'm expecting this to be like another chapter of Wayne projects, of what Wayne is doing musically. And I have expectations. That's what I can say. Okay. Because with M, I'm like, yo, man, what is this nigga about to talk about now, bro? He's still beefing with like Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon and motherfucking like Britney Spears. Because I don't have that much expectations, right? But for Wayne, I'm kind of building some up, and I hope to hear it.
Okay.
The timing with the album title might be.
Let's see if he delays it. Wouldn't be surprising if he ends up doing it. All right, so last story, a little bit of nostalgia for you guys. So Chance the Rapper is apparently going to host a reboot of Punk'd, but not on MTV, on Quibi. Now, this was a big show. There were some like legendary episodes. Like I remember Justin Timberlake crying on Punk'd. That was amazing. I think they got Beyonce too. Some reboots.
Yeah.
What was his episode?
When they
These bullets ain't mine.
Bullets on the plane.
Some amazing moments on that show. Some reboots don't really work, but do you guys think that this is one that could do really well in 2020?
I mean, I don't really. You know what? I think Chance does have a really big sense of humor. I don't know how it would be with him doing pranks, but just following his Instagram for years, like he's always dancing and shit.
Yeah.
He's always laughed and joked. So I mean, it could possibly work. I don't know if his ideas are gonna be, or the team of people that he has around him is gonna be like Ashton Kutcher shit. You know what I mean? Because that's classic right there. Yeah. But I'm not saying that he can't make it happen. I'll wait to see it go down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it a chance. By the way, first of all, well,
unintended.
I know, right. I know it's not being aired on MTV, but I'm tired of MTV like rebooting all the old shit that was good. Like Punk'd is good, y'all bring it back. Like TRO is good, y'all bring it back.
Right.
Wait, Yo MTV Raps? Like, well, what else? We bring back Cribs? Like, what are we doing? Like, it seems like MTV's like ran out of ideas to reboot a bunch of stuff. Even though, again, this is not on MTV.
Right.
Okay. Now, to Chance. I have this very safe perspective of Chance. And that really manifests in everything, whether it's him putting out music, him doing any content. And then when I look at like Punk'd, like, you know, I look at Ashton Kutcher, which is the original host, like kind of off the rails, like kind of doing some like cynical, maniacal type of shit to fuck with people. And then I'm like, yo, could Chance like actually embody that type of energy that really makes a viewer like laugh? Because really, punked is you're laughing at someone's despair.
But I feel like it falls within the lines. Like Chance doing Jackass or something would be real extreme. Remember, if they did a reboot of that would be odd. But punked is like still safe, family friendly enough.
I mean, yeah, but like it really preys on like you're laughing at someone going through a moment they think is real, but it's not.
Yeah.
Right? and I'm wondering if like it's fucking with someone. I'm wondering if Chance could like really. But again, I'm down to watch.
Yeah.
I just don't know because I have this mentality of Chance being safe and just being kind of happy.
Yeah.
I'm unsure about it. But of course, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Now I'll check out an episode or two.
Right.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Maybe since it's not premiering on MTV, it has a better chance of being great.
I like that little jab. I like that. Yo, that's
Alma mater, man. All right, yo, that's it. That is our show for today. Hope you guys have a good day. We'll see you here tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.